Hi, kindergarten friends. Today we're going to talk about how mammals and reptiles are different and the same. And we're going to do that by using a Venn diagram. On your screen, you will see a Venn diagram. This is a tool that we have used before in kindergarten. Can you think back and remember when we've used a Venn diagram before? So we used a Venn diagram during our gingerbread unit. We read several different versions of the gingerbread man, and whenever we would read different books, we would make a Venn diagram to show how the books we're reading are the same and how they were different. So on your screen, I'm going to go over what it says and what we're going to be doing. So you'll see that there are two circles, and these circles touch in the middle. So let's look at the middle where they touch. That says same. There's a label that tells you what we're going to be doing in this circle. So where it says same, that's where we're going to think about how mammals and reptiles, how they're alike, what they both have. Now, let's move to the red boxes. In this circle, we are going to talk all about mammals. And in this part of the Venn diagram, we're going to talk about what mammals have that reptiles do not have. And then in the blue is the reptile section. And that's where we'll talk about what reptiles have in their group that mammals do not have. So let's start with the mammals and let's start thinking. What can you tell me about mammals? What do mammals have that reptiles do not have? So let's think about the blood and what we learned about them being. Are mammals warm-blooded or cold-blooded? I want you to think about that and tell me. So we said that mammals are warm-blooded. We are warm-blooded. So I'm going to write warm-blooded under the mammal section because that is true to mammals. And right now we're just talking about how mammals are different from a reptile. Now, if mammals are warm-blooded, then what does that mean that reptiles are? If mammals are warm-blooded, reptiles are? They are cold-blooded. So that means in order to warm their body, they have to go into the sun to warm it up. But when they get too warm, if they need to cool down, they go into a shaded area. Whereas we don't have to do that as warm-blooded. Our body kind of regulates the temperature on its own. So let's go back to mammals. Let's think about the skin on mammals. What do all mammals have on the outside? So we learned that animals have fur and hair to help keep them warm. If mammals have fur and hair, what do reptiles have? Because they don't have the fur, all of them have the fur and the hair. They have something else that's rough on the outside and that helps protect their body. Can you remember what reptiles have? Reptiles have something called scales that are rough that help protect the inside of their body by being so rough. And then let's go back to the mammals. What do we know about mammals and their babies? So mammals are born alive. But what about reptiles? How are a lot of those babies born? Most of reptiles, they lay eggs, so they're in an egg. And then when the egg is developed and they start cracking, then they're born. So on your screen right now, you will see that in our Venn diagram, you can see how mammals and reptiles are different. Those circles are not touching. Since they're not touching, we're looking at how they're different. Now we're going to go to the part of the circle in the Venn diagram that's touching where the two circles meet. And that's where we really have to think hard about now how are mammals and reptiles similar, how they are alike. So we were just thinking a lot about how they were different. So now we have to think about how they're the same. And I want you to think about the ways that they breathe. What do mammals and reptiles both have? So mammals and reptiles both have lungs, and I heard that in the Brain Pot video. In the Brain Pot video, it briefly showed you a Venn diagram, and it told you that mammals and reptiles both have lungs that help them breathe. Now, Mammals, there's one more thing that it said in Brain Pop about how mammals and reptiles are the same. It said they're vertebrates, and we talked about that last time. But there was something else that it said about how they're the same, how we're the same, and it has to do with our skin. So in the Brain Pop video, it said that we actually both shed skin. It just said that we shed skin at a slower pace than reptiles who lose their skin a lot quicker. So when they shed their skin, it leaves room for them to continue growing and they rebuild the skin. So that is something that is similar between mammals and reptiles. So now we have completed this Venn diagram, and now we can see, now that it's complete, how mammals and reptiles are the same and how they are different. And I like using a Venn diagram, this tool, because it's an easy way for you to see that in the mammal groups.